And another shakeup of city leadership in Portsmouth. After 10 months on the job, the police chief is out.
Newly appointed city manager Tanya Chapman fired Chief Renado Prince this afternoon. He'd only been in the position since September. Assistant Chief Stephen Jenkins is taking over for the time being. Sarah Hammond tells us what we know so far about the firing.
Less than a week into her new role, city manager and former police chief Tanya Chapman has fired Portsmouth Police Chief Renado Prince. It comes as the city is dealing with a rise in gun violence. Portsmouth Vice Mayor DeAndre Barnes and Mayor Shannon Glover say they were notified of the firing by the city attorney. Barnes says he was told it was over a, quote, breach of trust, but doesn't know any other details. Prince has not yet made a public statement. When he was sworn into office in September of last year, he told 13 News Now he had plans for a safer city, but change couldn't happen overnight.
It's not going to happen overnight. This is a slow process. It didn't happen yesterday. This took years.
Prince's firing comes after weeks of drama and tension in the city. It began when city council seemingly abruptly fired former city manager Angel Jones in a 4-3 vote after a year on the job. Just a few weeks later, Chapman, who has no prior experience as a city manager, was hired with that same 4-3 vote, a move that didn't sit well with some of the council members.
But my fundamental problem with this is, one, we have a candidate who was not discussed by the whole council, who was fired, released by the city of Portsmouth.
Chapman was once the Portsmouth police chief herself, but claims she was forced to resign back in 2019. In a statement, a spokesperson for the city said, quote, "It is with regret that we announce that Police Chief Renado Prince is no longer with the city of Portsmouth. As of July 5th, 2022, Assistant Chief Stephen Jenkins will assume the role of Interim Chief of Police for the Portsmouth Police Department, effective immediately." In Portsmouth, Sarah Hammond, 13 News Now.
Now, Prince has been with the Portsmouth Police Department since 2018 as an assistant chief. He took over as chief last September, making him the third to lead the department since 2019. Tanya Chapman became chief of police in 2016. She says she was forced to resign in 2019. Angela Green took over after Chapman left. In September of 2020, Green was put on leave after a protest at the Confederate Monument earlier that summer ended with a man in the hospital. Green charged several people who were at the protest, including State Senator Louise Lucas. Green was fired 2 months later.